starting now with our Twitter space. So let's wait till our co-founder is joining, and then we will start. Just a sec. Tarmo is joining. I will make Tarmo Tarmo, can you send a request to become a speaker? Requested. Approve. Hello, Tarmo. Can you hear me? So, hello, everyone. Let's start with the Twitter space about Web3 growth and can we use the AI models to restore the Web3 growth. Now, this is the 5th of our AI series. We are doing the Twitter spaces every second week. So every second week on our ChainAware channel, we are doing them. And then every alternate week, we have then our AMA in the Smart Credit Telegram channel. So we are always alternating between these two channels, the Telegram channel and then the Twitter channel. Now, the topic then today is the Web3 growth and how much will then the AI help there. And but before we are diving into the topic, let's just give a little intro about ourselves, and then Tarmo, maybe you would like to start.
Yes, my name is Tarmo. I'm distinguished architect. I'm ex-chief architect of largest Swiss banking platform Finnova. In addition, 11 years Credit Suisse as an architect. Overall, some almost 25 years experience as an architect. Yes, Martin, back to you.
And Tarmo has pretty many master degrees. I think he has 4 master degrees and a PhD, or maybe was it a little bit more. And Tarmo is as well a CFA, additionally chartered financial analyst. And myself, okay, I have only 4 master degrees and I'm only CFA. And why I'm mentioning these things, it's like just because we want now to connect the dots. We want to show like how things are connected, how we can build a big mosaic, how we can, what is impacting, but how the things are connected. Okay. And our background, we launched before Smart Credit earlier. It's a top 20 Ethereum borrow lend platform. But in a blockchain, we have been very old. Well, there's one 10 years old price forecast from us. It's in our Smart Credit blog, actually on the Medium, about the Bitcoin price. So if you would like to look at the history, then you will find it. It was published in the Swiss CFA Society, but it's as well then on our Medium. So that's our background. So why I'm emphasizing this background? So we have a background, we know what we're speaking, and we have delivered quite some interesting stuff in our Web3, and we have the plans to deliver much, much more. Now, Tarmo, before we are now diving in the topic, can we just talk a little bit, what is now the difference between real AI and using of an AI? Would you like to start, Tarmo?
Yes. This is what you see today. Everybody uses ChatGPT or DALI or some other fancy stuff, BART, Gemini. There are so many ready-to-use systems, and then we think we do AI, but we use AI. There is a trained model in all these systems, ChatGPT or DALI or Gemini or BART. There is a trained model, and you just use this trained model. And this is when people invoke ChatGPT over API or so, they think they make AI, they use AI. To make AI, you have to train your models, to build the models. And everybody knows how difficult has been the training of LLM models, how long it has taken place, which enormous compute resources or data resources are applied for training. And this is where we have real AI. We train AI. Or in ChainAware, we train algorithms. we build our own algorithms. It takes often years, the same as LLM, ChatGPT, for example. And we train, and improve these algorithms. And this is now maybe different. One is you build these algorithms, you create algorithms. The other is you use algorithms. And this is maybe where there is small misconception that using algorithms is the same as building algorithms. No, building algorithms is where we have this added value. Martin, what's your...
And building algorithms, building the AI algorithms, that's what we are doing in a ChainAware. This is creating an infrastructure. And in a ChainAware, we have created the infrastructure for the fraud detection. We have created infrastructure for the rug pull detection, AI infrastructure. We have created AI infrastructure for the ad tech. So from one side, there is creating the models, which equals actually creating the infrastructure, because this infrastructure will be then used and consumed by other applications. And there is using AI, meaning docking to this infrastructure. Now, and there is a docking, let's look, you can make just an experiment. Every listener can make an experiment. Go to CoinGecko and choose the category AI list. And now if you're taking this AI list and ask this question, how many of them have the real AI? Now, real AI being classified as you create your own model, you train your own model, then you have to do iteratively train, retrain, tune the test data, add more test data, clean test data. That's quite an iterative process. It takes quite a long. Now, how many of these projects are doing real AI? Then the second question, how many of them are using AI? Like that's usually then the ChatGPT or the OpenAI interfaces. And the third question then, how many of them are just pretending to create some marketplaces for the AI, but which is then there is neither using AI or neither infrastructure topic here. So, and that's what you want to say, that the one topic is then creating AI models, creating AI infrastructure, and the other topic is using AI infrastructure. Now, and our company ChainAware, we are creating AI infrastructure. And now let's go to this this key topic, Tarmo. Then, because Tarmo and me, we are discussing a lot, and we are very enthusiastic, and we are emotionally bound as well. I can use the word, we are emotionally connected to the Web3. And we have been discussing so much about this. How can we accelerate the Web3? Why is Web3 growing not enough? Okay, so
Web3 is, Martin, relatively, it is not growing. What is in Web3 growing is number of applications. There, I think there are over 30,000 applications in Web3. But the point is, maybe only a small handful of these applications has a business model which generates a revenue. And this is now current state of all Web3. We have tens of thousands of applications in Web3. In DeFi Llama alone, Martin, it's 3,500 Web3 applications listed or so. But then if you ask which of them generate revenue, it's handful. And then if you ask further which of them have positive cash flow, it means outgoing cash is smaller than incoming cash. This number is even smaller. And what we have in Web3 are currently applications which don't create sustainable revenue or which don't create cash flow.
Yeah, and let's look, for example, these token models, how they're usually created on a lot of DeFi projects. They're issuing a token. Okay, they're receiving some funds for the token. And then they get the liquidity, but they are paying with a token for the liquidity. And then the anticipation is that then one day there will be so many users that they don't have to pay anymore for the liquidity. But usually this anticipation is not working, because on the end you still you need certain mechanisms so that users are coming to your platform. You need to generate real revenues. You can use tokens just as a Kickstarter for the projects, but a token is not now for the long-term success of the project.
It's a Kickstarter, but what happens, Martin, is as all these 30,000 Web3 applications, they probably know it's very, very hard to become cash flow positive. And then it goes into another direction. They say, oh, I will never be cash flow positive Web3 application, so let's make a better pump and run away model. And this is what has become majority in Web3. And I don't want to say that everybody goes with this idea into Web3, but I want to say is that when people are in Web3, they understand that to become a cash flow positive company, it is it's more difficult than in Web2. You are more constrained. And when they understand it, then they go over to pump and dump schemas, and then we are all surprised by are there so much fraud in Web3 and so much rug pulls, etc., etc., etc. And it is because it's like two alternatives. You manage to become a cash flow positive company, which is quite difficult to achieve. We will speak about how to achieve it, Martin.
Exactly, because our tradition and what we are always doing, we are raising the issue and we provide a solution. We are not just the guys who are speaking, there is an issue. We are saying, look, there's an issue and you can solve it this and this and this way. Yeah. Oh, okay. And what has emerged now in the Web3? Because what Tarmo just said is like, let's take these 30,000 Web3 projects. And now you have this, some experienced founders, they know very well that to become a cash flow positive is a pretty tough thing. And do they have any at all the incentive to create a long-term sustainable business? Mm-hmm. Or do they have only incentive to create a short business, short token up, short token down, liquidity up, liquidity down, and the next project, and the next project, and the next project? Now, if you want to have a real Web3 growth, then this we need projects which are long and sustainable, which are accumulating know-how, which are accumulating source code, which are accumulating capabilities, and accumulating the users, accumulating the revenues and become the cash flow positive, not via this pump and dump with the marketing shillers and all these usual schemes. This is destroying the value. This is value destruction. And the topic is like, how do we get the Web3 growth going? And Web3 growth going is, you have to think on a Web3 businesses as a sustainable businesses. You shouldn't think now that you want to create like a token pump, token dump, liquidity.
Martin, and then we are surprised why there are so few Web3 users. On the other hand, applications or companies we most of in Web3 are built in a way that they do pumpy-dumpy schemas. And this is what reflects the situation. When we have Web3 in a state that we say 99.5% of Web3 systems go into pump and dump schemas, then users will not come to Web3. And the only way that Web3 becomes successful is when users start using it. When users start using it, when Web3 business models become cash flow positive.
Yeah, and maybe the question is why? What has stopped the Web3 founders and Web3 businesses to become a cash flow positive? Why have like a 90%, 95% of the Web3 projects choosing this pump and dump or liquidity pump, liquidity dump, this kind of models? What is the kind of key reason for this? Tarmo, we have analyzed this a little bit. How would you comment on this?
The actual reason is very simple. The focus is not on customer, and especially focus is not on customer lifetime value. And if you want to increase your cash flow, first, you have to reduce customer acquisition cost. Second, you have to improve customer retention so they don't run away, and then do a lot of cross-selling. And the point being is that methods which are used in Web3 to do customer acquisition, requisition, or cross-selling are stone time from 1920 or 1930. So
Exactly.
some 100 years old methods. And what we haven't managed in Web3 is to start using AI to do customer acquisition. We don't use AI to increase customer retention. We don't use AI to do cross-selling for customers. And then we are surprised, oh, I don't become cash flow positive, because you will not become cash flow positive. If you go over to Web2 businesses use AI for customer acquisition, they use AI for customer retention, they use AI for cross-selling. In Web3, we are like 1920 or 1910 or so, more than 100 years old. We don't do it. And this is maybe one of the key issues why Web3 companies are not becoming cash flow positive. They don't use AI. They don't use AI to reduce customer acquisition cost. They don't use AI. Please, Martin.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe on the beginning, the founders, the projects, they had this idea we have to become a cash flow positive. But then they are confronted with these things. They realize how high are the customer acquisition costs. Okay, customer acquisition is first topic. Now the second is how high are the customer retention costs. And they try then with all these token incentives and so to reduce the customer acquisition, customer retention costs and so. And pretty soon they will realize it will not work. And then we are getting to this what we referred before, like 95% of the tokens are going to this token bump dump model, not creating a sustainable business. And why?
But the solution is here, Martin. Key is that solution is here. And just have a look what happens in Web2, where Web2 businesses have very strong analytics, artificial intelligence to reduce customer acquisition costs, to improve retention, to do cross-selling. Web2 is massively using AI. They're building their own models.
And let's look on the Web3 marketing. So the question is because most of people think Web3 marketing is now working just that you hire a lot of influencers. Now they're called key opinion leaders, but I'm still calling them influencers. So and then they will tweet a little bit at your platform, and hopefully they say something positive. But you pay them tons of money, or you pay tons of money then to the media, like a CoinDesk and Bitcoin.com and some other websites. And practically what you're doing is you are placing the same message for everyone on every channel. Maybe you differentiate a little bit the colors or a little bit whatever on the based on demographics, but you're doing, technically speaking, mass marketing. It's practically like you print a newspaper and you give the same newspaper to everyone. But the clients, they have different intentions. Clients have different way of thinking. And that's what the Web2 have figured out already 10 years ago. So, and the Web2 marketing even longer, like 20 years ago. So you have to go on not on the mass marketing. Web2 is intention-based marketing. It's a one-to-one marketing.
It's all about how to increase conversion ratio. When you take your mass marketing approach from 1920, what's now standard in Web3, you need more than 1,000 customers on your website to get one transacting customer, and such business model is not going to work. And what you need is
and why it's not going to work? Just a simple calculation. There is a cost per click, like a CPC in a Web3. We're speaking of $5, easily $5 now. If you have to get 1,000 clients to your website, meaning 1,000 CPC, 1,000 times 5,000 CPC. Okay, it's quite a high customer acquisition cost. Okay, so that means we're speaking of this topic, same message for everyone, and same message for everyone. But the Web2 companies are not doing at all. But the Web3 companies are using this as a standard approach. So meaning the Web2 companies are actually much more innovative in the marketing technologies than the Web3 companies. Web3 companies, we call it 1920s, like when the newspaper age and the newspaper marketing started, and then the people went to the shopping floor. So they got the same message on the newspapers. Everyone got the same message. And then they went to the shopping floor. They got exactly the same message. The same message on the newspaper, the same message on the shopping floor. Now, issue being, this is massively expensive. This is very, very expensive. Now, if you're an established corporation, like in 1920s, most of the companies then who use this mass marketing approach, that's okay for you. So it's just a marketing spend, and you're just doing it. You're getting your users or your clients on the shopping floor. That's fully okay. But now we are speaking here of the Web3 growth, Web3 businesses. How will these Web3 businesses now get the users? Because let's be honest, they start with 0 clients. How do you get from 0 client to 1 client? How do you get from 1 client to 2 clients? How do you get from 2 to 10 clients?
You have to reduce your customer acquisition cost, and to reduce customer acquisition cost, you have to increase conversion ratio. And now when we take, for example, Web2, what Web2 is doing, Web2 is going not just from mass marketing to segmentation or micro segmentation with social media. Web2 is going over to one-to-one marketing. And now when we take conversion ratios, in mass marketing, your conversion ratio is 1 per mil. Now, when you do some macro segmentation, you get maybe 1%, you get maybe 1.5%. You go over into micro segmentation, your conversion ratio goes to 10% already. And when you go over now to one-to-one marketing, your conversion ratio is over 30%. It means from 100 customers, potential customers who come to your web page, 30 will become transacting customers. This is what one-to-one marketing means. And where are we currently in Web3? In Web3, we are still at this beginning where we do mass marketing, where conversion ratio is around 0.1%.
And let's iterate it one more. Truth is mass marketing with very low conversion ratio, with very low client retention. This results in this, that Web3 platforms are saying, oh, we cannot create sustainable models, or it's probably practically unfeasible. And they go on this token pump dump, liquidity pump dump models, and then in 12 months they're creating yet another project, and yet another project, and yet another project.
Yes, so, Martin. And when we take ChainAware, in ChainAware we offer a technology that you can reduce customer acquisition cost. We say it very conservatively, you can reduce it at least 8 times. Okay, my opinion is we can reduce it 20 or more times. And technology is here. Every Web3 company can start using technology, but we have built AI-based technology to reduce customer acquisition cost.
And let's explain a little bit how it's working. Okay, there's always 2 topics. The one is bring people into the shopping floor, and second, show them a messages on the shopping floor. Now, we spoke about this, how the Web3 is doing this at the moment. Okay, the influencers are, of course, totally happy. They're earning per tweet $500 or upwards. Yes, these are the prices. They're getting a lot of offers, exactly the same size. Thank you, all influencers. Keep sending us all the offers. We will quote them again and again. And then they're getting to the applications, and they're getting all the same message, like 1920s shopping floor, newspaper, and the shopping floor. So now, and we are saying like, hey, wait, audience-based. We have to target the users. We are the audiences. Now, what are the audiences? They are borrowers, they are lenders, they are gamers, they are NFTers. Now, if someone is a gamer, there is no point to sell him like a borrowing products. If someone is a lead or staker, why to sell him a lending products? Now, if someone is an NFT, let's call it a speculator or NFT hodler, okay, NFT hodler, then why do we offer him a leverage staking products? No. So each user has an intention. And what are the intentions? Like all the Web2 marketing is based, it's an intention-based marketing. Now, Google is looking on your search history. Google is looking on your pages that you're browsing, that you're reading, how much time you're spending on the sites. Are you really reading them? Okay, so, and based on this, it calculates your intentions. And the Web2 marketing is intention-based marketing. You are seeing the ads which fit your intentions. So if you okay, it's not true always, because the search history analysis and the browsing history analysis is not always so exact. We can come to this a little bit later. So, but let's say more or less this intention-based marketing is working on a Web2 now, and we are saying the same has to happen on a Web3 intention-based marketing. Now, there's 2 steps: get the users to the website. Point 1. The second, users on the shopping floor on the website. Now, the first step, intention-based marketing. Market to the users who have the intentions to buy your product or who have similar intentions. Intention-based marketing. Don't market for the gamers, the borrowing products, or the vice versa, the borrowers, the gaming products. Intention-based. And you increase your retention ratios massively. Now, this sounds like common sense. Everyone agrees on this.
Yes, probably everyone will agree, but in business models, we don't have this approach in Web3 business models. And technology is here. Web3 business models are still pump and dump, and then we are surprised why are there not so many users. And the first thing is customer acquisition and to get them to website and to get them to transactions. Now, the second is when you have a transacting user, how do you do retention? And it's again intentions. You learn and learn and learn more about this customer. He did do your first transaction. You analyze it, you know what are his exact intentions, and the key here is predictive power of financial data is very, very, very high. When we have a small set of transactions, 10, 15 transactions in already one address, we have enormously high prediction power. And again, you want to get more transactions from one user. Again, use AI to do it, calculate intentions. And the same is when you have a customer, how can you get even more revenue is to cross-selling. Sell him other products, but which products? If you have a NFT hodler, he don't want probably a little staking, but maybe he wants some NFT related area. And
targeting with a specific NFTs. And so what we are speaking here is that it's just, okay, we started like the Web3 businesses. It's very difficult for them to become a cash flow positive. Now, what we are saying, you get cash flow positive if you reduce your client acquisition costs, if you increase your client retention. And how do you do it? It's by applying the AI infrastructure. Very simple. You are using the pre-calculated audiences, either like some standard audiences or like let me give an example which audiences we have in a ChainAware. We have audiences like past borrowers and the future borrowers. Now, future borrowers have not yet borrowed, but they will be borrowing in the future. We have audience lenders, past lenders, and future lenders. Now, future lenders have not yet lent, but they will lend in the future. Now, okay, in ChainAware, we have one very specific technology which we are launching for the BSC, for the BNB smart chain. It's a rug pull detection, okay, especially for the pancakes. So with our AI predictive power, we are predicting which pancake pools or other pools of the BSC will end up on the rug pools. So, okay, meaning that the investors are losing the funds and money. So, like an audience can be people who have been rug pulled, and audience can be people who will be rug pulled. They just don't know it yet.
They are not yet rug pulled, but we can calculate these people who will be rug pulled in future. Yes.
And now let's take on these Web3 applications. Now, every Web3 application is focusing on a certain segment, on a certain narrow segment. And so you have certain specific audiences that you want to target now. And if you get now this technology, which allows you to target the specific segments, specific audiences, what will happen with your client retention? Okay, it goes up. Of course, what will happen with client acquisition? Okay, the cost per client goes down. The revenues, they go up. And let's think again on Web 2. Now, okay, we say it before, I'm just repeating. Now in a Web 2, this is a standard procedure that we're talking, a standard operating procedure. But somehow, if you're going on a Web 3, this is now, we are speaking about this, and then people are listening to us and saying like, wow, yes, oh, how interesting. And so, how do you do it? How do you calculate it? We have spoken with some VCs. They are asking like, hey, how do you calculate it? Give us the algorithms. They're like, no. Sorry, guys. We don't expose our algorithms. But all the data is there. All the data is in a blockchain. And by using this just predictive calculations, calculate the audiences. And then you start to target these audiences. And so maybe, Tarmo, let's add some words about predictive power for blockchain data.
Yes.
Tarmo, before you're jumping there, like Web 2, it works on the search data. You know, Google, if you're searching from Google, you think that Google wants to help you. Nah, Google doesn't want to help you. If something is for free, then you are the product, okay? Google is analyzing your search history. And based on the search history, it predicts your intentions. But it's not so exact, because your search history is probably triggered by some, whatever, what you saw on the street, some nice car passed by, you read something, and so it's fully random what can trigger your search history.
Externally motivated, it is not internally motivated. And search history is now where all Google advertisement works with search history that you have done. The best is what Facebook is doing. And this is why Facebook bought WhatsApp many years ago for $19 billion, and everybody thought Zucky is crazy. No, it was very cheap. Zucky paid per real user $35. Data of real user, and you've got all phone calls, real phone calls.
History.
Yes, phone calls history between real users. And what it means, he had real data. It was not something that you have in social media, I'm a king of Rome. No, it is real. Who are you in reality? And it's determined with your phone calls. And what Facebook does do is it uses this data for prediction. But there is something that is even better. This is your financial transactions. And especially when you are in blockchain and you have to pay for your transaction, then these transactions, this data, what you leave in blockchain, they have enormously high predictive power. And it is significantly higher than phone calls data, and tens of times better than search data.
Yeah, we make again this example all the time, that in a social media I can pretend to be the Queen of England, or now it's King of England. I can pretend to be anything, and I don't have any cost. There is no cost bill connected with this transaction. There is no cost in proof of work. I can pretend to be anything. Okay, just maybe a little time spent on the Photoshop. Okay, now if I'm going to blockchain on Ethereum transactions, there is proof of work. There is my gas that I'm paying, and the actions that I'm doing now on the blockchain, which are connected with financial costs, meaning the gas, they're telling you much better predictive power than let's compare this. I'm Queen of England or King of England, or my phone call history. So the more proof of work, the more work you have to do, the real work.
It's a higher predictive power. And,
the higher predictive power.
And when we take now main blockchains, what we have in main blockchains, it's already over 10 billion transactions. And this is enormous wealth. If you want to buy such data from Citibank, or I don't know who could sell you this data, you have to pay hundreds of billions for it. And what we have in blockchain is all this data is there, just go and use it. It is free. all you have to do is to build models. What we spoke at beginning, Martin, said you build models where you can calculate it something reasonable from this data, free data, not paid data like Zuckerberg had to do for WhatsApp. No, you just take this data, you calculate, and you get very, very, very accurate findings from this data. And this is now different to Web2 marketing and enormous advantage for Web3. In Web3, prediction power of intentions, what we calculate, is significantly better than in Web2 because we have better data sources. We have financial data with proof of work, and this is about who you really are. It's not about who you want to be, no, it is who you are. And it means Web3 has competitive advantage over all Web2 models because Web3 can leverage this data. Web3 can leverage blockchain data what is free. It don't have to pay for it billions of dollars like Facebook. It can just start using it, using, for example, our algorithms from ChainAware. And because predictive power of financial data is significantly better than of data that Web2 uses, we can have in Web3 better business models than in Web2.
Exactly. And now let's look on this Web3 businesses, Web3 founders now. Okay, we said before that it's like a marketing approaches. Okay, I'm laughing, it's like a 1920s. Okay, same message in the newspaper and same shop floor for everyone. Oh, we had to speak about the same shop floor as well, how to solve this situation. Now, okay, but actually, Web3 people, they're sitting at the blockchain data. And this data has so high predictive power about your clients. This data is there to be mined, to be analyzed, to analyze who are your potential clients. Data is there. Analyze it for free. But instead of doing this, they will go on this web 1920s like a Web 1 or pre-Web 1 marketing methods. Use the influencers, $500 per tweet and or whatever other packages they're offering. Or publish it on CoinDesk for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Then you get like a sponsored article as well, a little tag there, like a buy, let's say, for $100,000 media in the hope that some people will get to your website. Of course, they will come to your website, but what is the cost of doing this? And you are a startup, you're a startup company, and you're putting this huge money just on this media. Of course, it's a genius business case now for the CoinDesk and all others. They have no interest about intention-based marketing, and so this means their own business models will go down. But we are coming from the Web3. How do we bring the Web3 growth? The founders have to create sustainable businesses.
Web3 has to start using data, has to start using mine, not new Ethereum or mine new Bitcoin. Web3 has to start mining data. Mining data is what gives you very high predictive power about customers' intentions. You use it, your conversion ratio goes over 30%, you become cash flow positive, and then we will see suddenly how hundreds of millions users comes over into Web3 because they are served better than in Web2. What we have today is in Web2, customers are served better.
Because in Web2, you are getting this, the ad tech in a Web2 knows your intentions. They know it, sometimes they know it better than you do, sometimes they know it's so and so, but you're usually targeted with the ads that fit you, or fits your interest and so. Now in the Web3, you're targeted with anything. You are like a borrower, you are targeting with some NFT hodler stores, or you are like a gamer, you are targeted with the leverage staking. Now, if you are targeting people with the wrong messages, probably they ain't like it. They are not joining the platforms. They're joining much less platforms. All your cost is going then exponentially high. Okay, that's what we spoke before. So you see, one thing is like if you want to get the users growing on a Web3. Okay, we spoke about Web3 platforms. That Web3 platforms have to use the Web3 marketing methods, not these 1920 marketing methods, which make the CoinDesk very happy and all the so-called influencers very happy. No. They have to use Web3 marketing methods. Now, in the same way, in the same time, when they start to use now these Web3 marketing methods, then people start to get targeted based on their intentions. Now, if you want to buy a Porsche or what it is, some other car, and someone is trying to sell you, I don't know, a book, probably you don't want to buy a book because you're looking for Porsche. No, it's an intention based. What is your intention? What do you want to do? So we like two sides. One is the Web3 platforms. What is the internal motivation? Like how do they get the company growing? Do they see is it feasible to get the company growing at cash flow positive? Second is the users as well. If you target users, the Porsche buyers, then with the book ads, probably we will lose these clients as well pretty fast. So
yes, they run away from Web3 and say, hey, they go back to Web2, where at least they have a kind of rapport with applications.
Exactly, they fit it and they feel it much more better, and they feel again themselves secure in the Web2, and they don't want to go into dangerous Web3. So in the Web3 marketing approaches and scaring the people away from the Web3.
Yes, go from Web3 back to Web2. And in Web3, all the founders don't understand that we have data which has enormous predictive power, very high predictive power, very high accuracy, and which can be leveraged to give to customers better understanding than Web2. And this is how Web3 can gain competitive advantage over all the Web2, because Web2 don't have data with this prediction power what we have in Web3. Web2 has this old style search engine, phone calls, or social media, who I want to be data. In Web3, we have data which is transactional financial data. It has the highest predictive power. And if we would manage in Web3 that we start using this data to get intentions and build applications and campaigns, marketing that uses these intentions, what then will happen is people come from Web2 over to Web3 because in Web3 they feel they are understood.
The more better they are understood. You have a party who speaks with you on your intentions on the same level. Not so as it happens today in a Web3, always the same example, the NFT holders are bothered with the borrowing ads or vice versa. If you target the people with the messages that fit for these messages, these people will stay on your platform. They will stay on your media. They will come to your applications. They will stay in the Web3. If you are doing the mass marketing of 1920 style on a Web3 users, they'll probably go back to the Web2, where they feel perfectly, they feel perfect, they feel better than in the chaos of the Web3, where things are not targeted, not intention-based marketing. And just Tarmo say this, like if intention-based marketing is introduced in a Web3, the predictions will be much higher. The predictions will be much higher because the financial data allows much higher predictions, because there's a proof of work involved in your transactions. Always this example of the King of England. You can pretend to be anything on social media. You have only cost of photoshopping, but on Ethereum and other chains, gas was proof of work. And this proof of work means the data is telling much more about you than search history of social media.
The data, financial data in blockchains is free. Just read it, use it, read it. And we are sitting on this enormous gold mine, and people don't recognize it. And this is the secrecy, how to get Web3 business models back to cash flow positive models.
Yes, Tarmo, and let's add this as well, adaptive user interface, because we're speaking, there are two topics. One is get people to the shop and show them in the shop the right messages. Okay, 1920s, everyone gets the same message, come to the New York or Madison Avenue, new shop is open. And in the shop, everyone sees the same message, everyone. Girls, boys, adults, women, everyone. Now, so we spoke so far about audience-based targeting, that we define the narrow audiences, that we pre-calculate the narrow audiences. That's the first topic. Let's get users to the website. Now, the second topic is What do we do with the users when they're on the website? Let's look on the, sorry guys, if they're Uniswap guys or Uniswap lovers, let's look on the Uniswap. What do you do on the Uniswap? We have a very oversimplified screen. Or let's look on the 1 inch. You have again an oversimplified screen, but you don't have any personalized messages. There is nothing that is resonating with you. There is nothing that is resonating with your intentions. Now, but let's just imagine, what's this if a Uniswap or 1 inch will know your intentions and they will place snippets or informations there which are resonating with you, which are resonating with your intentions, be it the data or links or illustrations or whatever. Because if
you start trusting it, Martin. And I was it yesterday, so I checked in February crypto exchanges. Uniswap has 6.3 million visits, and Binance has 72 million visits in February. And this Uniswap is position 17 now by Zex and Dex when we take it. And why? Because they go with a kind of stone or bronze time approach where they offer a kind of absolutely reduced and non-usable interface to customers. Why should customers use a Web3 applications which don't resonate with you? Why should they do it? Everybody knows not your keys, not your coins, yeah. But when you look on these applications, then you say, oh, better not. I go to Binance, yeah. And
I'm getting more information. I'm getting more information which is resonating with me. And let's think on how this Uniswap. Where did this Uniswap or this let's call it this ideology came? Let's call it ideology that the user interfaces have to be so oversimplified. Okay, it started from Google. And Google came up with this Google search that, okay, I might be wrong that in Google search screen you had a 21 or 23 words. That's it, nothing more. Blank word, 23, a blank screen, 23 words, that's all. You don't need more data. Okay, yeah, maybe for the search in a pre-Web 1.0, you could do it in this way. Now, but then this ideology transferred in the Web3 applications. Oversimplified user interface, no personalization, no resonating with your users. But we are speaking here is if you know your users, if you know your users' intentions, why do you have to give him this oversimplified user interface? What's about giving him a resonating messages? That's about connecting with your users.
Martin, we have data. We have data that people go over to Binance. They don't come to Uniswap, they go over to Binance. It offers them a resonating user interface. It offers them one-to-one marketing. It's Web2 platform. And people run away from Web3 because Web3 don't offer adaptive application which is personalized for a user.
Exactly, and these are these two keywords. The one is very narrow audience-based targeting. Bring the users, the audience is being calculating with AI, with a statistics tool, with other data prediction strategies. Very narrow targeting of your audiences. And the second is adaptive user interfaces. Tarmo, you told me like a week or two ago about this Gartner analysis group.
Yes.
Can you just say this to the listeners?
When we take adaptive applications or Web2 applications, Gartner says 2025, it means end of next year, 70% of Web2 applications are adaptive applications. It means you go to a website, the website is presented to you so that it will resonate with you. We are talking about Web2, something what was non-innovative, because we thought innovation is Web3. And now we see that Web2, next year, end of next year, 70% of applications in Web2 or web pages which transact with users will become adaptive applications.
Meaning they are resonating with your end users. Now, and let's think now this, let's visualize this Uniswap user interface, or let's visualize the 1 inch user interface. Okay, they're not those sponsors, okay? I'm just using them for the visualizing. Like, who will use these interfaces? Techie people. Techie people who are okay with these cool search screens, who are okay with these minimalistic user interfaces. But what we are speaking, how to get the Web3 crowd. There's two parts of our stories. Okay, there are the applications and then the users. Now, and then the applications. Okay, we spoke about this, that it's like the mental model of the founders of the applications. Is there a chance to get the cash flow positive? We say, yes, it is. You have to target the right audiences, and we have the technologies to target the right audiences. Now when the users are getting to the applications, create the resonating user interfaces. Create the user interfaces. Okay, repeating myself, like with the snippets, links, other data sources, histories. Like what you know about your users. Create the resonating user interfaces.
It's all also colors, fonts, everything. It depends on users. And it's like in Web3, we have user interfaces that we want that customers run away to Web2 and they feel, oh, I'm resonating with Web2 platforms. Yes, they are, because Web2 is using one-to-one marketing approaches and converting over to adaptive applications. And and then we are in Web3, and we think, for example, Martin, in blockchain we have some 500 million users, yeah. And in DeFi there are 50 million addresses. It's probably 10 million users, and we are all the time surprised. Why is it not growing? Why is it not growing? And this is a part of the reasons why it's not growing, because we build applications in a way that we force people to leave. We force users to leave, and we don't want to use one-to-one marketing approaches in Web3. We don't want to use adaptive applications in Web3, despite the fact that in Web3 we have data which prediction power is higher than data in Web2.
Tarmo, I'm just jumping in, like, and this Web2. Let's think on the Web2 like a big plus inhersion, like a big players, big companies. What is their revenue? What is their profit margins? These are huge. We're speaking 40%, 60%. I don't know how 60 plus the profit margins. Now, what they are talking to now in the business schools and maybe in the media, they are saying there's a network effect and this is like a centralization effect and all of this. All true. But they are not telling to you it's a personalized marketing, it's a one-to-one marketing, it's intention-based marketing, it's resonating with you, what you are doing.
Martin, business models are very simple. You have to reduce customer acquisition cost. You have to increase conversion ratio and improve customer retention. And
actually, it doesn't matter are you Web2 or Web3. Yes, if you can succeed in a better client customer acquisition cost, you will win. So, because at the moment we have, okay, well, one side in a Web2, there are more users. We want that the Web2 users are coming to the Web3 users. Now, Web3 is too expensive marketing. We spoke of this. Now, if the marketing costs are going down in a Web3, if you're creating the adaptive user interfaces, which is renovating with the end users, then Web3 is becoming much more competitive towards the Web2. It's not anymore this. We spoke before. This basic marketing in the Web3 with the silly messages, silly borrow messages to the NFT holders or vice versa. No, creating adaptive user interfaces with narrow targeting marketing, but it will become more competitive. It will become more competitive than the Web2. So at the moment, the Web3 is a segment, it's 50 million addresses, 10 million users, plus minus 50 million users. Okay, so these are technology-driven people. So maybe the user interfaces don't work for them, are not so relevant for them. But for most of people, they are. De facto, it is for the most of people they are. And now, if we want to bring all these users in a Web3, it's not about like people are screaming, oh, why there's so little users in a Web3? The applications have to do the work. Okay, we spoke about the marketing, targeting. Okay, clear. But if you bring your acquisition cost down and you offer the utility, which is much higher than the Web2, that's when the users are coming. That's when these crypto users, these 500 million users, start to convert to the Web3 users. They get the utility. Tarmo, please.
Yes. You have to offer utility to customers. You have to resonate with customers. Same what Web2 is doing. And the key is that in Web3 we have data which is better than in Web2. We can resonate more with customers than Web2 can resonate. And it means Web3 has competitive advantage over Web2.
We have a higher competitive advantage than Web2 because we are more exact and predictive data than Web2 has it. And
we have
if you
yes, and this is the solution for all Web3 problem. If Web3 companies would start using AI to improve customer acquisition, to reduce customer acquisition cost, to increase customer conversion, to improve retention. If companies would start using all this data what we have been collected now over the last 10 years in Web3, applications we could build are significantly better than applications that we have in Web2. And then will all the blockchain users, 500 million, convert over to Web3 applications, plus another 500 or more million will just immediately enter the blockchain because applications are better. And
applications will resonate with them. Applications marketing will resonate with the users' intentions. And
yes,
it's not orthogonal like it is at the moment. Please continue.
Yes, and it is very, very, very simple. And it's like we have this data which can be valued in hundreds of billions dollars. The public data, if I would buy it from Citibank or so. And this data can be leveraged using ChainAware algorithms. And this data can be used to increase your conversion ratio, to reduce customer acquisition cost, to increase retention. And what happens then is, oops, my cash flow becomes positive. And if you go further and really build adaptive applications, then wow, people start running away from Web2 over to Web3 because Web3 applications are better. And then we have in Web3 better applications, and we have cash flow positive applications, and then suddenly all these pump and dump schemas will disappear. So,
and with pump and dump disappearing, we will clean the landscape. The trust is emerging. People are much more trusting the full ecosystem.
So it is just a question: will we manage now this change of our mental models that Web3 has enormous gold mine, this data what we have in Web3, 100 billion transactions, and this is the key, Martin. Martin, I think we should soon start summarizing what we.
Yeah, okay. We try to not to exceed 60 minutes, otherwise we speak too long. Okay, let's summarize it. Okay, we started on the topic how to restore the Web3 growth, because what we are saying, there is a Web3 growth, but it's a linear growth. The growth should go exponential. Now, what is stopping? What is inhibiting us? So now we have to look on the both sides. We have to look on the applications. We have to look on the users. Now let's start on the users. On the user side, we don't have one-to-one marketing. We don't have intention-based marketing. It's a mass marketing. Same message for everyone, for the NFT lenders, borrowers, hodlers, borrowers, lenders, everyone is getting the same message in the hope there will be some who is getting the right message. But the result is you are over bombarded with the wrong messages. You don't like to be there, you go back to the web tour. Now, and as well the topic of the user interfaces, that the user interfaces are created in a way that they're not resonating with you. They're not resonating with you as a user. Now, everyone from us has our special interests, some intentions, but okay, we made this Uniswap example, we made this a 1-inch example, like the old Google philosophy, minimalistic. Yeah, it was maybe good in a web one, but now we have to get a little bit more. And okay, that's on the user side. So resonate more with the users on both marketing and on the applications themselves. Otherwise, you scare them away. Now, the second on the applications, because so many platforms are probably realizing this, how costly it was in the past, it was to do the marketing on the Web3 users. And this results in a short project life cycles, that the businesses are not sustainable, then jumping from one topic or next topic and so on and so on. Because a real business is a continuous learning. It's not so that you're launching something and then it will work on the first, second, or second. Real business is an iterative process, continuously learning. So you need is a longer time frame to become, to match with your partners, to match with your users. So this is required. And if you're reducing now these timelines because of this dump and pump philosophy, or pump and dump, then this learning cycle, this is not so much happening. So, and now if both these sides, both sides, and Tarmo, what you're saying, the technologies are there. The technologies which will solve these solutions. Okay, we have in our ChainAware technologies for the audience building, for the very narrow audience building. We have solutions for the adaptive user interfaces, for the resonating user interfaces. Technologies are there, and if these technologies will be integrated, this will be translating.
Game changer. It will change the Web3 game, and then Web3 business models become cash flow positive, and not only handful, like we said at the beginning of our discussion, but big number of big percentage of Web3 business models will become cash flow positive.
Yep. And that was the topic for today, how to get to the Web3 growth, how to bring back to the growth. So both sides, applications and users, and then the technologies and the data that is available. So guys, then very many thanks for the listening, as well the guys who are listening to the recording. We are doing these sessions every 2 weeks. We speak about the Web3, about the AI, about the business models, about the growth strategies, about the use cases. What is a real AI? Okay, what is then, let's say, using of AI? What is an AI infrastructure? So we'll be talking about this. So, okay, then please listen in, share if you like. Thank you a lot. So see you soon. Bye.